Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoy. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. All right, so before I begin this presentation, drum roll, let me start by saying this. Perspective is everything. In life, in my opinion, there is no good, there is no bad, there is no right, there is no wrong. It's only perspective and what the majority people believe that makes something right or wrong. For those that don't know, I don't know if it was taught in your history. America, the United States rather, started off as a country where there were Native Americans here, and the Europeans and Spanish came here with uh, African slaves and created a population. Whether you believe it's good or bad, whether you believe it's right or wrong, it occurred. It's accepted as a fact that it occurred. We have to now understand that in life, you have to make choices. Your choices will always end up being your legacy. Now, this is not a whole talk about slavery and all that stuff. You know, as you guys don't know me, Black American, I'm over that. What this talk is about understanding the things you have to do to attain wealth. Now, with all that said, let's get into this topic. Ozzy, what's going on, man? I see you here bright and early. We got 9 people in the room. Hope you hit the like button. Let's get into the topic. All right, now it's said that you shouldn't judge people, and I'm a firm believer of you shouldn't judge people, no matter at any cost. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, and I'm also going to tell you why I choose to go the route that I'm going, and then I'm going to tell you why I choose not to go the route that other people are going. Now, it doesn't mean that the route that these people are going are bad, and it doesn't mean that my route is better. It's just a perspective of saying things. What's going on, Buwana? All right, so check this out. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, mixed with East Orange, mixed with Irvington, in and out of Montclair for school. I grew up to a mother who was very loving, and she taught me how to be social with everyone and how to kind of like just be positive and stuff like that. But my mother was in and out of the mental institution. She's bipolar schizophrenic. I didn't have a father in my life. I met him when I was 13. And drugs. I don't know. But we never connected, and that was that. I had my grandfather who was a businessman, who I was able to watch from afar and learn some things. But the generational gap, 40 years, it really doesn't allow me to like connect at that time. And I had my 2 grandmothers and my aunts who were all there and loving and stuff. So I had a support base, even though it wasn't as stable as a lot of people with, you know, single family household. Sometimes mother was in a mental institution. I was by myself with my grandparents or with my aunts or something like that. It was still a great opportunity. Now, I personally saw what the world was doing because I was born in 84. I'm 36 years old for those that don't know. I have to tell you this background because when I start to speak on things, I want you guys to be able to understand where I'm coming from. Not to say you agree, but just to understand why maybe I speak the way I speak. In the 80s and 90s, for those that know, there was a big crack epidemic where everybody was doing drugs. There was gangs, there was stuff, especially in the major cities like New York, New Jersey, Oakland, Chicago, Detroit. Any major metropolitan city, there was a lot of stuff going on. And growing up, I was under the belief, because I grew up in the area I grew up with, I was under the belief, I had no brothers, I have no sisters. I was under the belief that and a lot of urban people were, that you could only be a drug dealer, a basketball player, or a sports player, a celebrity, or a police officer. That was all you could be. See, when you don't have opportunity, you don't when you don't know about opportunity, it's different from knowing and just not having opportunity. That's why whenever you hear me explain about things from a black perspective, I speak on Black American, because see, a person who's African, a person who's a Haitian or Jamaican or Dominican or Puerto Rican, or a black person from another place outside of the United States, they may tend to have a different view. That's why they can come here as black and do way better than the blacks that are here, because they see the opportunity and they know it. They may not have had the same opportunity in their country, but they're able to see because they weren't de-educated with the education system that we had as Black Americans in the United States. They didn't have to go through the generations and generations of issues that we've had as Black Americans in the United States. So for them, and it's no harsh against for anybody outside that comes in, it's easier to come in and do that. But for us Black people, it's not. For us Black Americans from the born generations in the United States, it's not. It's just not. With that said, even though I knew that's all the ways that they taught us, I always believed there was another way. So I said, listen, there has to be another way. And I searched and I searched, and I just never found that other way. So my decision was, you know what? If there's not another way, I'm going to create my way. I'm not going to sell drugs. I'm not going to be a celebrity. I'm not going to be a basketball player, sports star. I'm going to show people how the average person can take a path that doesn't fit the trend of what they presume you to take and make it to the top. I'm close to being a millionaire, not that close, but close enough to being a millionaire, and that is the aspect that I've hit to call the top. Now, I believe that when we leave, the only thing we can leave kids, we can leave jewelry, we can leave material possessions, but the only thing we really leave is our story. And I know I'm going to get to the comments, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming in. I believe when we leave this earth, we leave this plane, the only thing we leave is our story. Now, I don't expect a whole bunch of views for this video, but I feel as though this is something that has to be talked about. And in the meantime, I'm going to play my video in the back because I don't want to bore people. My video's from South Beach. I don't want to bore people too much. So let me get these videos playing so we can get into deep conversation, because I know I definitely wouldn't want to be sitting here listening to somebody talk and just talk about this the whole time. So bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. I'm gonna get this stuff up. And if you want to see the videos better, you can watch them on my YouTube channel under the uploads. So let's get the music down. All right, so let's put this what is this called? Theater mode. All right, there we go. All right, so let's get back to the conversation, fellas, ladies too, if you're here. Let me shout some more people out before we get back to the conversation. All right, y'all. Milana, what's going on, man? Okay, big money out there getting money, entrepreneur stuff. Ozzy, what's going on, man? Muhammad, what's going on? Terrell, what's up, man? Capricorn Way, Caribbean Casanova, what's up, man? I going okay. Hit me in my Instagram messages. I'll hit you. I'll get to you. Trust me. Everybody knows I get to you. And unless I'm on vacation, I get to you within 24 hours. Millionaire. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. What's going on, J Dot? I'm gonna shout everybody here. Travel, what's going on? And what's going on? Okay. All right, we good. All right. So while you guys are watching that, let's get back into it. All right, so as I was saying, I said, listen, if there's not a way, I'm going to find a way. And that's why I created my channel, because I felt it's going to get to a point in life where people can tell you stuff, right? But unless you have the receipts, unless you can show them your journey, it's going to be questionable. Kind of like, and I hope not, I don't offend anybody. This is my perspective. It's kind of like the Bible or the Quran or Jehovah or anything like that. Like you're going on someone else's word without sight. And I know that to me, just my opinion, the dumbest thing that I've ever heard was like you got to walk by faith, not by sight. Well, yeah, that's good when it comes to something that I believe in. But when you're telling me I have to believe something else somebody else said and their perception to suit my life, for me that was like the dumbest thing I ever heard. So I felt as though it was my responsibility if I was going to lead this path that I had to show you. So you guys can see the videos of me traveling around the world. You can see the videos of me in Miami now. You can see the videos of me just showing you how I'm financially able to do what I do. You know what I mean? Even with the process of buying a Miami property, I took y'all step by step of my learning thing. And I feel as though that's something that was missing. Now, and this is going to be hard to discuss. It's going to be a little bit, not hard, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to discuss because I understand that people are going to get emotional about this. And this is probably going to be a quote that they're going to hate me for. But all right, check this out, y'all. What the Europeans and the Spanish did, right? Oh, let me. I don't know why it's doing this. Should play in order. Hold on a second. Let me get this right, fellas. Let me get this right real quick. Let me get this right real quick for y'all. Hold up. Where is it at? Where's it at? It's here, right? Go back. I don't know why it's not in the playlist. Wipe your nose, Xavier. As you guys know, my son stays with me, so he's in and out. Hey, Xavier, it's bedtime, man. Wipe your nose. Get more tissue. Get more tissue. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna put a playlist on for y'all. Don't worry. Go here. My channel. Let's go playlist. Let's put the South Beach playlist on. All right. If you haven't seen my playlist, I have a bunch of playlists. Matter of fact, go to your bedroom, Xavier. All right. I have a lot of playlists, but the South Beach playlist is what I'm on now. So bear with me, everybody. Burr with me. I'm trying to hurry up. I'll put something else on. I'll put the ATL full playlist on. It's only 4 videos, but let's watch it. All right. Let's get back to it. All right. So my whole thing is this. All right. So as I gave you that earlier information, slavery is what made United States the #1 economy. There's no question about that. I don't know, for me, maybe for you it is, but for me, slavery and free labor is what made United States the #1 economy as of now and towards the future, right? So basically, we traded the fact that we had slavery for the #1 economy, right? In my head, when I was growing up, there was no difference. And I have friends who do sell drugs, and I have friends who do, do stock market, and they do like stuff that like white collar crimes as well. But in my opinion, growing up in the hood and seeing what happened around me, there was no difference between white people from the past, Europeans, enslaving blacks to make a profit in the United States, and a black person using blacks through selling drugs to make a profit and become a billionaire. To me, there was like no difference because both of them are using somebody to benefit. And that's just something I personally, my personal self, I couldn't do. I just couldn't do it because I've seen it done so many times, and that's not the legacy I want. You see, here's the issue I had with that. Because if you're teaching your kids to do something different, and people always say, oh, I did that because I want my kids to live better. Well, no, your kids won't live better, in my mind, because now if it gets to a point where they don't have that money, they're going to go the same route that you went because they're going to say, well, Dad, that's how you went. Mom, that's how you went. And I didn't want to leave that legacy behind. And I didn't want to leave that legacy behind. I wanted to just show people that you can make it without pushing somebody else down. And everybody says, well, if they decide to take it, it's on them. Yes, but if I know I'm selling you, for me, it's just for me. If I know I'm selling somebody poison, if I know I'm, even if, let's say the Europeans that came over didn't steal Africans from Africa. Let's say they paid other Africans with guns and money, because that to me sounds more realistic. They paid other Africans with money and guns to give them other Africans who they conquered over maybe a fight to come back and build that. Let's say that's the case, right? Now it's just a matter of paying money and using that as property. Was it wrong? Right and wrong don't exist, and that's just my opinion. But it's just for me that wasn't it. Now, if it came to a point also where I had to say, as I grew up, like, mind you, I said that was how I thought when I was younger. As I grew up, right, and you guys can join in too. I'm gonna hit the comments in a second too, because it's not gonna be a long live, probably like 30 minutes. As I grew up, and I started to see how the world is, I started realizing that, okay, yes, we as Black Americans live in a world where nothing is going to be fair, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, we got to go out and protest. We got to go out and and fight for this stuff. We got to go out and we got to join the police force so we can change it from within, or we got to join the politics so we can change it from within." But none of that ever works. In the grand scheme of things, none of it ever works. Maybe little by little they make it seem like it works, but none of it ever works. But people keep continuing to do it. So because I've seen that, I can't knock a person. And growing up, I can't knock a person who sells drugs to make it, because that's what they learned from what America and what the United States has always been doing. It's like they've always been doing it. So, and I know it's hard to focus on a message with the chicks in the back, but I just wanted to get this out there. And I mean, people might go back and listen to it. People may go back and do it, but I just wanted to get it out there, and I'm just trying to keep you guys entertained also as well, because I believe like if you preach, people will listen. But if you can't show receipts of you finding a way, like you guys can see, like somebody listening to me now in the room right now, this could be your first time ever seeing me on a live, or your first time ever like seeing me talk like in this aspect, right? If I just gave you this and I didn't show you in the background that I'm living that life, that I'm doing this thing big, you'd be like, oh, this is just another self-righteous guy preaching. So that's why I show the videos in the background and stuff, man. I want them to make sure that they understand I'm still out here getting it. But yeah, it's just it's what you consider is your priorities. Like for me, that was my priority, because I really truly believe that at the end of life, I want to be able to say, yo, my path is repeatable. You can regardless of whenever if I live to 85, if I live to 90, live to 100, shit. Oh shoot, if I live to 36, and I'm only 36 right now, if I walk out the door and that's it, I'm proud of the product that I left you guys on YouTube and throughout just me showing you, because I feel as though that's repeatable. It's not something that, like, you got these artists that people worship, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't know everybody's story, but you got artists that people worship, like rap artists or R&B artists, but their style, their life is not repeatable. There is no rap artist that made it without somebody at the top, without somebody somewhere saying, okay, we accept you. We believe in your philosophy. There's no rap artist. Every rap artist has somebody at the top that said, this is what we're gonna let the consumer hear. But that's not really a repeatable thing. You can't get that. You can't do exactly what they did and get the same result or even a similar result. And that's the same thing for NBA. Same thing for NFL. Same thing for baseball. You can't do everything somebody else does and get the same result or even a similar result. But what I'm doing in life, shout out to Roller Tape, what I'm doing in life, you can get that. You can get that similar, if not a same or better result. And that's why it's the Flyboy way. And I just wanted to, break down the fact that you don't have to. If there's no way, create one. If there's no way that you can do it, create one. But I just feel as though when it comes to financial wealth and attaining wealth, if you do it a way that's not repeatable, I don't really like. Little Duval said something. I want to kind of find it. Little Duval said something on the Breakfast Club that really made me think about this. He said that Duval's from Florida. He said we focus more on the money than how the people got the money, and that's where we as a culture mess up the most, because we're shouting out all the people that have the money, but we're not we're not focusing on their path. We're just focusing on the fact that they have the money. But the path is the most important thing because that is what determines if something is repeatable or not. Like I just don't want to be shouting out people and this stuff, but it's so many different people, not just artists, but let's just talk. We can talk about anybody. It could be politicians, it could be celebrities, but the path is not repeatable. You don't want to have to live a life that you have to depend on somebody pointing you out and say, "Yo, I'm going to accept you to win." That's why cancel culture. And then I know this is a little bit off. We're gonna get into the comments after this because we're over 30 minutes almost. But that's why cancel culture exists because now you can cancel anybody who needs to appease somebody to get money. At the fact that I don't really need to appease people to get money, it allows me to speak to you from a truthful basis, or from a truthful based on my perspective basis. And I feel as though that is probably the best thing that I can offer. But let's get to the comments now, all right? Because I know I'm mad late. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Where we in that? All right. We off topic. All right. J Dot got here. Okay. Yo, listen. That first 100,000 is the hardest to get, bro. That first 100,000 is definitely the hardest to get. I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. That first 100,000 is the hardest. It's the first hardest to get. But once you start, especially if you acquire property, once you start getting property and start, doing stuff like that, it get a little easier. It definitely get a lot easier. We here trying to attain wealth. Definitely Caribbean Casanova. See, right now in this time, you got. All right, now I'm a travel person. You guys know me. If you guys don't check my channel, receipts. I'm not one of who I hope nobody take this wrong. I'm not one of them YouTube people that are just doing talk shows and lives that don't ever go anywhere, that don't ever show you how the money flows. That's not me. I got receipts on my channel. So definitely just listen. Just believe that I know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, just go to my channel and check it out. All right, but no, right now we got an opportunity. When I say, I don't just mean blacks, whites also, because for people that don't, my son is mixed. My daughter's mother is African from Ghana. My son's mother is white from Western European, something like that. And my next kid is going to be most likely Hispanic. So it's not an ethnicity thing. But basically, what I was trying to say is, we're living in a time now where we have an opportunity to attain wealth. Never for this time did they actually let you start the things like this pandemic start shifting stuff around where you can be able to attain wealth. There's so many paths you can go to obtain wealth. And a lot of people ask me, "Hey, Fresh, Flyboy, when you gonna start traveling internationally again? When you gonna travel more this way?" And I'm like, well, I definitely, I love traveling. That's what I do. But I haven't ever seen this opportunity happen before where you can obtain this much wealth and possibly in the future be in a far better part. Just think about it. I brought a condo in the middle of a pandemic in Miami. That condo is now worth $40,000 more than I paid for it. Why? Because I didn't focus on just traveling and just having fun and just, trying to show the where I can go back to that. That's something I should be able to go back to. But right now, the financial aspect of things is just so good. So yes, we are definitely trying to attain wealth, and I'm just trying to show you guys. Some people, they need somebody to say it, and some people just hear it once and they see all the wealth that we can obtain. But it's just that we may never get a chance like this again. So you got, if you can, you know what I mean? What's going on, Travel Squad? J Dot, yeah, definitely salute to that brother for breaking 100K. I'm telling you, that first 100K is a killer, bro. Cause you struggling, cause you ain't got no credit. You basically working a 9 to 5. First, forget the 100K. The first getting out of the rat race of having to live check to check is the first struggle. Once you pass that, it's a little bit easier. Y'all hear the police car in the back. Another thing I was gonna say, like, oh man, the police siren messed me up. All right, let me keep going. What's going on, Brody? Okay, yeah. Let's see. I hope I remember what I was gonna say. Terrell, what's up, man? Oh man, yeah. Yo, just make sure you guys subscribe because I got to. After this video, I'm gonna go work on the first episode from the last video y'all seen. I gotta work on the first. I think I got like 2 or 3 episodes coming out of that series. Out of this past weekend, past time in South Beach. I think I got 2 or 3 episodes coming out of that. Let me see. Yo, listen. It gets tough, man. It gets tough. Like even when I talk, like on Wednesday, I do the millennial dating from the single man's perspective. For those that don't know, that's the Wednesday live, and we talk about just dating and stuff. And yo, Miami different, bro. I'm telling you. Somebody said don't fall in love in Miami, and I said you're right. I won't fall in love in Miami, but falling in love with Miami is pretty hard not to, man. But whenever you want to go to Oceanfront by Westgate, ask rich Haitians. He's making $50 a month. Oh, yo, it's bruh. It's oh man, it's a show out right now that I'm watching called I think The Startup, and it's about a Haitian. It's on Netflix. It's about a Haitian guy, a Spanish. I think she like Cuban girl and a white guy who's like starting up a company. It's so dope, man. I want to get more into it, but Milano the Travel Boy, what's going on, man? Whoa there. Is that Sugar Knight? What's going on, Platinum? Shout out to everybody. There's a big difference, my guy. One did it out of greed and oppression. The other one used only tools given by the CSA. But my bad. No. Okay, I'm guessing he's talking about the reference from slavery and a drug dealer and selling to the community. Here's the thing, though. If I was to say there's a difference, one did it out of greed. And if you really track the origins of the United States, Europeans, the ones that European, who was it? It was Christopher Columbus. I think Christopher Columbus. Don't get me if I'm wrong, but one of the Europeans wanted to escape the casting system that they had in Europe. They were trying to escape it because you had to be royalty to have power. You couldn't obtain wealth. It was no way. There was no chance that you that you could ever be in power if you wasn't royalty. So to escape that, they decided to find somewhere where they can build their own land. Now, right or wrong, who knows? I wasn't back in that time. I can only go by what I've heard or something like that. They then built United States based on acquiring wealth and using that as a tool to have power. It was never supposed to be a land of the free. It was never supposed to be a land of opportunity. The only thing the United States was built for or taken over, conquered, and done for was because they could not obtain power in the European nations because it was all about who was the king and who was the queen. So when it came to the United States, that's what it was built on. So to say it's out of greed, I don't know because I don't know the fight they had between the casting system and the other one is I don't really know about the CIA thing, so I don't know. Hard to focus in Mexico. Yeah, I heard that passage, man. Big girls in Miami are single man's ramen noodles. Cheap, bad for you. You never want to admit that you got to eat. I don't know. Honestly, haven't seen that many big girls in Miami. We over 30 minutes, so we can just talk for now. I haven't seen that many big girls in Miami. I was looking at 730s. I done take that already. Love your page, bro. Appreciate it, man. Oh, that's dope. That's dope, man. Yes, Cope. Yes, Cope. Yes, Cup. Legacy is super important, man. Nothing else to me matters as much as what the message you leave behind, because people can forget about what you did. They can forget about the stuff you did as far as like donating money and that's the whole thing. Another thing too, like when somebody just donates money, it doesn't really do nothing for the long run. You got to donate time and donate showing the way. But It's another subject. Let me see. Let's see who else. Brazil or die. Global papers in the building. Investments or die. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm hoping that stock market flip. But I'm buying on the way down, man. I'm definitely buying on the way down still. And Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm buying on the way down too. Just letting y'all know. Yeah, definitely, man. You're your own boss. Yeah, of course, man. See, the whole thing I told people before, like everybody's knocking a person that they have a 9 to 5. I would never knock anybody for anything because maybe that's just their path. But it's not the fact that you have a 9 to 5 that's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. The bad thing is if you have nothing outside of your 9 to 5 building you wealth and financial freedom. That is the bad thing. So yeah, definitely be your own boss, man. What's going on, Reese? Definitely, man. We all building together, man. That's why I'm listen. Yes, I'm the one hosting this thing, but we all communicating together, man. We all communicating together. I'm learning from you guys, just like you guys are getting inspired by me. Like it's a reciprocated thing. I made 6 figures in crypto. How can I live the flyboy way? Take that 6 figures and invest it long term, man. Buy some stocks that's going to be around forever. Stuff that you know may not go up by a lot, but it's going to keep your money moving more than in the bank. Buy some, I ain't going to tell you which stocks because I'm not a financial advisor, but, Sasua on 28, treating myself nice. And thanks for being in the kids' room. Yo, definitely, man. Definitely. And your comment on my, okay. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm for Sasua. It's just that I like. Yeah, I'm just saying that. I'm leave like that. Checkmate, what's going on, man? You're the one true content creator on YouTube, man. I try to tell people, listen. I think our journeys create who we are. So this is not. I don't feel as though I'm the best. I don't think there's no best or no worst. I think we need everybody's perspective. For me, I just personally, I'm from a place where it was kind of tough. It was really tough growing up. It's not as bad as Chicago right now because Chicago is crazy, but it was really tough growing up. So I understand that for somebody that's growing up seeing people lie, see people not tell the truth, receipts are more important. Receipts are very important. And I didn't want to start preaching to you guys on lies without building my receipt catalog up. Definitely, man. Appreciate it, man. What's going on, Travel Squad? Thanks, man. Word, American and European. Wait, word, American, European, or you was on a trip? Oh, no. No, American, European. Yes, American, European. Like really, like American, European. Like, yeah. Black Cam, what's going on, man? Black Cam TV in the building. What do you think about real estate in Brazil? Here's the thing about real estate that it's kind of going to go with rest in peace to the guy who passed away, who got murdered in Colombia. It's going to be kind of go to something speaking on that aspect also. I believe that, and nobody's right or wrong, this is my perspective. I believe that you should not own property internationally if you don't own property in the States. The reason why is you don't have to own property that you're going to live in the States, but you have to own property in the States so you understand how just owning property works. It may not be the same in other countries, but once you get the gist of owning properties in the state, it's a little bit easier. Even if you rent it out and then you move across the place. So when it comes to real estate in Brazil, it really depends, man. If you got real estate in the States, do you speak Portuguese? Have you traveled outside of maybe Rio? Have you traveled to Sao Paulo? Any of the other places? Because that would determine what Brazil is for you. But for me, yeah, I don't speak Portuguese is good enough to want to invest there. What's going on, Captain Ava Ho? What's up, man? John Greasy J Dot is my second channel. This is my main channel. Oh, okay. Hey, I think I follow you, but if I don't, send me an Instagram message. I'll check out your channel again. But I think I do follow that channel or subscribe to it. Sounds like the cops are after you. Nah, man, I try to thin line because I'm not one of these And I really like Dr. Boyce Watkins stuff. I like what he says, but I'm not one of these B1 first people. I'm not one of these people who's going to put black people first. I don't. I put people who have the same beliefs and morals as I do first, because you could be black and not for black people. Like it's a lot of people that's black and not for black people. So I put people who have the same morals, the same, or at least similar morals and similar values. Yeah, you could be a drug dealer, but if you believe in family, you believe in improving yourself and doing more helping your community than you doing harm, I'm with you. But you can't be just like against everything and just be black and I'm gonna accept you for that. No, that's not. That's lame. That's lame. I wasn't raised that way. Let's see. Imagine slavery different exists. Africa would look like Wakanda, no cap. And see, that's the thing. I don't want to assume anything. I don't. When you assume stuff, you know what they say. So I'm just going on what really is. You know what I mean? I just like people say, oh, they stole. All right, let's just have a conversation here. Let's think outside of the box. Everyone, let's just think outside of the box. This might be harmful to some people. I'm probably gonna get NAACP or NCAA, NAACP after me. We're gonna just say it anyway. Let's be realistic. Do you think that Europeans, guns and all, went into Africa, grabbed a bunch of Africans, made them their slaves, put them on a ship, and then without them fighting back, without them doing anything, and then shipped them away? No. I'm going to tell you what sounds more realistic to me, just from my life experience. Hey, we're from Europe. We need workers to build another colony. Okay, we conquered this native tribe, and now they work for us. They can work for you. Give us some guns and money. Okay, here's the guns, here's the money. You guys, you go work for them. That seems way more simpler, because I don't think the Europeans came by enough people to conquer. So it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. So when you see people building history on stuff they don't know is 100% true, I can't really back that. You know what I mean? I can't really back that. That's just my perspective on that. DMR, what's going on? The Traveler, what's up? What's up? I think DMR might have a channel. I don't know. I'll be seeing some of you guys. I subscribe to everybody. Whenever I see somebody, I subscribe and I watch videos. I like and comment too. You ever been bit or chased by a dog on your route, bruh? Bit, no. Chase, yes. Because here's the thing. Where I work at, and I don't want to say the city, all these people be having their dogs on the lawn. But you don't, if you don't see the dog, you might go up there and just put the package. And then you hear, booking, man. Booking. Mind you, I got 7 more years. I got 7 to 8 more years of working still. And then I can retire. But if you haven't seen the other passing, J Mass, what's going on, man? I think I seen you in another live before, man. I'm here. I'm in the building. What are your 5 to 7 streams of income? All right, what are my streams of income now? Okay, I have stocks, I have crypto, I have real estate, I have YouTube, and I think that is actually it. Yeah, I only have 4 streams right now. Right now, I have 4 streams of income: stocks, crypto, YouTube. Oh, my fault. No, I got 5: stocks, crypto, YouTube, real estate, and my job, my current job. DJ Chisel in the building. Hey, Chisel, what's going on? Shout out to DJ Chisel. I believe he's in Cartagena or still in Cali, Colombia right now. Let us know, DJ Chisel, because he's actually boots on the ground over there, y'all. One day we're gonna get him to start a channel too. Denise, what's going on? Much respect, definitely. Terrell, he's just looking. Salute, Shannon Brown. You over in the DR still, man? Because I think I remember you say you was in the DR before. Because there's another guy who's in Sasua or going to Sasua in this thing, and maybe y'all can link up or something. I mean, let me see. Glad I didn't grow up in the 80s because I can't lie. It's good and bad. Here's the thing about growing up in the 80s. Yes, we had the crack epidemic. Yes, we had gangs. Yes, we had all that stuff. But we didn't really have cancel culture. Cancel culture is pretty tough, man. and this is what it gets me. Like, even when it comes to, and I can't say the word because I think YouTube have bots or something, somebody say like that. But here's what gets to me. Now, I'm not, oh, I can say whatever. I'm not a pro-vaxxer. I'm not against vaccines. But what I am against is different social media and social places not allowing both sides to be heard. Like, it's something wrong when you don't allow another person to speak on their opinion, regardless if you believe it's facts or fiction. When you don't allow somebody to speak, like I seen Facebook deleting people's comments, I seen Instagram deleting people's posts, I haven't seen YouTube do any of this yet. But to me, yes, something maybe like, oh, it does more damage. Yeah, but who are you to say something is right or wrong? There isn't really no right or wrong, because at one point you guys believed that slavery was right. So obviously things that are right to you now are not really right. They're just right for this current moment. So for you to cut people's saying off, it's kind of tough. We didn't have that back in the 90s and 80s growing up. People speak their mind and you just get, you know. Fly, whatever happened to the thick blonde Cuban girl from Miami? The older one, I still talk to her. We're trying to. I can't say that. Can I say that? I can't say that. I can't. It's nothing I can't do, but I won't say that. But I still talk to her. I was supposed to link up with her last time I was down there, but I didn't want to keep pressuring her to link up because she said she wanted. But yeah, she's still around. She's still around. What did you do with your first 100K? I bought my crib. Actually, no. My grandfather passed away, and I had to pay for his funeral. And what else I did? I had to pay for his funeral, and I had to pay for the taxes on the crib so that it wouldn't get foreclosed on, and I had to pay something else. And then I used the rest to get my car cash, and then I refinanced my car to get my first crib. So that's how I used my first 100K. And mind you, I spent like most 60% on my family when my grandfather passed because all his stuff was tied up in probate. And if you guys don't understand probate, man, listen, probate crazy, man. Probate crazy. We never even came out of probate. It's crazy. But I used the first like 60,000 on that, and then the other 20,000 I used, 25,000 I used to get my first crib in West Orange, and for my car, my fault, and then use the car money to get my crib. So that's how that went. Appreciate game, bro. One love. The women fine in Brazil. For me not to learn the language, like on how to be a player. Nice. I think my baby mom. Yo, listen, man. You can. Here's the good thing about now, and now I'm gonna get. It's gonna be a black comment. Here's the good thing. Here's the good thing about being a black American in the United States, from the United States. We can go anywhere in the world and be accepted. You know why? Because everyone in the world sees us as in style right now. Because of hip hop, because of culture, they see us in style. So we can go anywhere in the world. But not everybody can do that. Like a white American won't be able to go to the same places a black American goes and be seen the same way. They're going to see them as somebody who has money, somebody who we could take money from, somebody who's is a gringo or something like that. But then you go to a black American, they may see you as a gringo, but it's not as likely. They may accept you certain places where they don't accept, like a white American. So it's a benefit. It's a blessing to be black and black American from black American. They had gunpowder from China. Yes, Riley, but you have to understand this. Even with the gunpowder, that's a trade. That it's easier. I just can't see them using say, hey, get in there with the guns. No, I see them trading this stuff. Like I said, we don't know. None of us was there, so we don't really know. 44 minutes. All right. Raphael, what's up, man? You should check out the G69. It talks about how the first slaves were over. Yeah, here's the thing, though, man. Who wrote that? You know them? I don't, bruh. We're really living in a time where slavery was actually said to be right. If it was at any time where they said slavery was said to be right by the politicians, by all the people in charge, then what stopped me from thinking that anything that was printed in history is not just his story? rather than the truth. So I don't even believe any. That's why I try to tell people, like, I leave receipts. I leave you guys receipts from my story rather than be one of these YouTube people who are just sitting here with a big platform and speaking to you about stuff that they may have done, but they give you no receipts to show. That's the same thing that I have an issue with, like watching like old history documents and stuff like that. But thanks, man. I'll definitely. Question. What's a question about what? I just said DJ Chiz was saying. Fresh, what type of job do you do that allows you to travel so much? I drive trucks for FedEx. Everybody knows I drive trucks for FedEx. I work Monday to Friday. I just get off early, and when I get off, I go straight to my YouTube. I'm always on the move. Always on the move. And when I go to Miami, I just leave Friday night, hop on the flight, like the last flight, get to Miami, and I'm up and running. I'm up and running. While I'm still young and have the energy, yeah. Salute, Citizen Lou from Medellin. Now, I know Citizen Lou got a channel. I definitely subscribe to Citizen Lou channel. I think he was on live the other day too. I think I caught him live. C Spill, what's going on, man? Even if all your YouTube homies, even if all your YouTube homies, I gotta cook, fam. You thanks, man. Don't ask why I check out the channel. YouTube has what they call Google moderators that delete messages during lives and all that. That is kind of a fact. You're right. Some people I cannot ever recall. They say never. I cannot ever recall. No, except for once when somebody left a phone number on my thing. Can't ever recall having to delete anybody's messages. But sometimes they go to this little thing on my phone where it says, like, it's like a comment thing where it separates the comments because I don't have keywords set up or anything, but it just separates the comments. And people think I delete or don't respond to the messages, but I simply don't be seeing it. So yes, Google does have moderators. You're right. I heard about old boy who got gunned down in Colombia. Yeah, listen, man. It's like I said, I don't speak on anything I don't know consistently through, and there wasn't enough information for me to really speak on it. But I gave my condolences, and I just say I move differently, man. It's not to say it can't happen to me, but I just move differently. Riley Joe Chill, my God, this video about that dude got set up right. Yeah, definitely. Have a will. Yes, that's one thing. Also, I actually have a will, and my grandfather had a will too. But even with the will, when there's a lot of kids involved, when there's a lot of people involved, when there's a lot of family members involved, when you don't leave the correct executor, it's a lot of stuff, and that should be something that people should really get into understanding the process of the will, like the process of the will. Like, you definitely want to leave an executor that can get up and get around and do stuff. You definitely want to make sure that you communicate with your family, even if you think something's going to happen, communicate with your family to know how things go after you go, so they could run it a little better. But the will is definitely the second most important thing, man. 17 mil USD stuck in probate. Yo, listen, man. And probate, that's with the will. Even if you don't got a will, you might as well just try to divvy out everything. But if you got a will, you can still be stuck in probate for months, man. Months. And in the meantime, you got to keep everything up to date. It's crazy. I am hip hop. Definitely. Words of weapons. What made you want to start traveling and start investing? You never made a video about that and how you came up. Yes, on my page I have a video called the FIRE method or something like that, and passive income, and it details my whole story of how I came through. But as far as investing and stuff, but and that's under my passive income playlist. Is a bunch of stuff. As far as traveling was a part of me creating a way. Like I told you guys earlier, like I said, and growing up in New Jersey in the 80s and 90s, crack epidemic, gangs, and all that stuff, and you can only be a drug dealer, sports star. I always said it was another way. Couldn't find a way, so I created my own. Well, part of my way was travel, because travel opens your mind. Like, it's a lot of people who have very, very strong opinions on something, but they have never traveled, so they can't see things from the outside in. And I'm gonna mention the name here. Like, I argue with my friends I was arguing with my friend, just not arguing. I was discussing with my friends the other day about Drake and Jay-Z. And I said, and they thought I was trying to disrespect Jay-Z. Jay-Z is like in my top 3, and he's not 3 artists of all time. My favorite rather of all time. And I was talking to him about Jay-Z and Drake, and I said, listen, I travel the world. Drake is the biggest artist ever, minus Michael Jackson. It's Michael Jackson and then Drake. And then my friends are like, oh no, Jay-Z, he got way better. He's way better. You know, I'm like, no, listen. I'm telling you guys, I travel outside of the United States. You guys do travel a little bit out of the States, but I travel a lot. And the way Jay-Z rings off, he doesn't. The way Drake rings off, he does. I'm telling you. But see, that's just the perception of people that don't travel as much, not knowing how the world is. And but they're so focused on how they see things, and that's the same. And that's the problem with just everything. Like, you got leaders who have never been outside of the United States. Shoot, you got leaders who have never been outside of the state that they live in. So it's hard for me to see those people and be like, okay, I can just stay in my state and be like, no. I feel as though in order to really understand it, you got to travel. So that's what made me want to start traveling, man. But definitely check that video how it came up. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. By white people, I don't know. I think that was the conversation we had earlier. Exactly who wrote it? Who wrote that quote of the night? You spitting facts though. What about the tactics they use on Native Americans? Listen, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the person that's going to tell you. I don't believe anything is a right thing or a wrong thing. It's just what people are willing to do to attain wealth. For me, I had a limit. I was able to see everything around me. If I would have been a drug dealer, I could have been a billionaire by now. But if I'd have been, I probably couldn't play any sports. But if I could have been a trainer. I could have been a millionaire by now. But that's not the path I wanted. The Europeans of the time just felt that though it was a good gamble, and if we're going to talk about in financial states, it worked. And if you got, and the issue is that if you got some of the Native Americans to agree and other ones didn't, all you have to do is pay the ones that did agree more, and they would change the other people's mind. And it just, it's just the way it is, man. And I think that people focus too much on what's right, what they believe is what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad, rather than what is. In the building, C-Spill, you already know. See, I just say, the truth is that we never really know what happened back then with 100% confidence. That is fact. That is fact. And Ozzy, here's where and this statement is amazing, Ozzy. Thank God for the invention, and I'm not religious, but thank God for the invention of cameras and phone and photos. Here's the thing, Ozzy, which is going to be a big problem. I believe eventually there's going to be a big clash between the government and companies that run the internet, because the internet allows you to get out stuff that the government may not want you to see. The internet allows you to get out stuff that the government may not want you to hear, and it allows people to communicate at the instant from here to the end of the world. And I think that is going to be the biggest clash that happens in the future. And who knows what's going to come of it? Because shoot, the black man's guide to world travel? Are you kidding me? The black, from a black man's perspective, you think all right. So somebody said earlier, I'm afraid of the police. No, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm going to live my life regardless. But do you think that they really want to hear the black man's perspective of the world, of world travel? No, especially the black United States, man. No. Because see, we have separated ourselves from, let's say, African culture. We have built our own culture as Black Americans. You think they want this? And hip hop dominates the world. The culture that we built dominates the world. from the small amount of us that was here in the United States. Our culture dominates the world. So do you think they want our perspective out there? No. But if it wasn't for YouTube, if it wasn't for these other social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, bruh, they wouldn't let none of this out. They wouldn't let none of this out. So yeah, man. Cameras and if you want to listen, cameras and YouTube also, man. Hope. What they talking about, Fly? Oh, that's a song. Back when I used to do I used to write rhymes and stuff like that. I had one mixtape, Dare to Be Different, and the intro for all my videos is my song called Hope, or it's an intro for my mixtape called Hope with DJ Drama. So it's a pretty dope thing. The link is on my About Me page. I don't promote it because I don't want to get boxed in with a music thing, and I stopped doing music a long time ago, but it's on there. Didn't you used to work for an airline? Well, FedEx is an airline. We're airline. I still work for FedEx, so yeah. Terrell's peace. Okay. Checkmate. How much money does the average guy need to make a month to make it in Miami? The real Miami? Not much. South Beach, Brickell, a lot more. So if you're gonna live in Overtown, or you're gonna live in Homestead or something like that, you can make it off of $15, maybe $10 an hour if you're gonna live somewhere like that. But they're not paying $10 an hour down there. They're not paying that. They're paying the greatest in Florida. But if you're making $10 to $15 an hour, you can pretty much and working full time. You can live a good life in Florida outside. I'm in Miami, outside of Brickell and South Beach. My opinion. Can you talk about the pros in Brazil? I haven't been to Brazil since 2016. Honestly, right now, if you type in Dreez, Dreez TV on your YouTube, he's in Brazil as we speak. As we speak. And you guys know, Brazil had the most attractive women I've ever seen. Not the most as in the number, but the most as in the highest level. Like they had 11s and 13s. And I've traveled all over the world, from the Middle East to Europe to the only place I haven't traveled yet is Africa and Thailand, Africa and Asia, and Russia. So yeah, and oh, my fault. You got a couple places, and Alaska and what's the other place? Australia. Speak of the devil, roll the tape. You cannot be mad at me, my guy. Your first mad. Wait. Speak of the devil, LOL, roll the tape. You cannot be mad at my guy if you're not first mad at telling me dreams. I don't know. What you mean? Roll the tape, my dude right there. That's my dude. And he definitely got receipts on his page. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. Let me see. Was it an irrevocable? Yes, it was. A trust is better. A trust is way better. But here's the issue with the trust. The trust is better, but a living trust is dangerous if people find out. It makes people look at differently. Like if I know I'm a millionaire and I got $1 million in the bank account and I got assets all over the world and I got a living trust and I got it to my kids, I believe my kids won't do nothing to me. But if it's someone along the lines that's talking to them, it makes it treat you differently. So I even my lawyer, because I got a lawyer to write a will. Even the lawyer, it was like it's not best to make a living trust. He said it works best for certain things, but it's not best. Eskimos sing Drake's song. That's about right, man. That's about right. Drake is. Listen, man, but see, it's tough to change somebody's opinion if they don't know the world. If they don't travel, it's tough to change their opinion. So I just don't. I don't try to change the opinion. I just state my thing. I say difference of opinion. Let's see. Yes, travel definitely opens your mind, man. But let me put on some drum and the whole world gonna see Hotline Bling. Crazy. Oh man, let's see. Which place do I like better? Brazil. Cuba is great. I show people. Oh shoot, I got my fault. I got Jabril playing in the background. Hold on. My fault, Jabril. I gotta change that video. Hold on a second. Um, Cuba is great. I really enjoy Cuba. However, Brazil is more developed, in my opinion. In my opinion, Brazil is more developed, and you can actually what the heck? Why am I playing this not showing up? You can actually what the heck? You can actually do way more in Brazil than in Cuba. Yeah, let's just play Houston. Let's keep it in the States. I'll play some Houston stuff. All right, there we go. So yeah, I like Brazil better, but Cuba's still dope. But just right now, put it on. Right now, add the stream. Right now, Cuba is going through tough times, and I spoke to somebody boots on the ground who lives in Cuba, and Cuba's going through tough times right now. So I wouldn't suggest anybody trying to book any trips over there. But let me put that in comparison. The whole world going to sing along. Listen, it don't work like that, man. Trying to regulate that. Yes, exactly, Riley Joe. That is what I'm talking about, yo. China regulates all of that, all the social media. There's no YouTube in China. There's no Facebook in China, and there's no Google. There's no Google in China. So yes, exactly what I'm saying, man. That and I think it's going to be a clash like that eventually because, you know. All right. What mixtape? Where? I gotta go check it out. Yeah, it's definitely on my page, man. FedEx stock legit. I don't know. I don't invest in this company stock for some reason. Transportations, I should probably because I know all the stuff that's gonna happen. I know when it's gonna go up and down, but I don't know. Right now, I don't invest in FedEx stock. Is Newark changing these days? No, Newark changed a lot, man. Newark changed a lot. I mean, by hook or by crook, Newark has changed a lot. There's still, some roughness in it, but I think, and I'm not political. I'm not a political person. I think Ross Baraka overly uses power to change Newark. Now, whether a person thinks that's a good thing or a bad thing is different, especially during the pandemic. I felt as though he overly used his power to change Newark. You can depend on if it's good or bad. I don't believe there's no such thing as good or bad. I think it's just what it is. But yeah, it's definitely changed. You got to check, mate. Yeah, Indian or Native American. I like them both, but yeah. I'm going to Cartagena in July. Tips. Curfew starts at 8. I heard. I don't. I in Cartagena. I don't have the Uber Beats Connect. Mexico is the only place that have the direct Uber Beats Connect. Now I do have a website that you could check out that somebody gave me once. If you hit me on my Instagram, I can try to find it and send it to you. But it's honestly it's more expensive than if you just go there and if you're trying to hook up with a woman. I mean, you just go outside. It's way more expensive if you use that website because the website is I don't know. I haven't used that website before. Put it that way. Which side of the bridge, my guy? You go to South Beach, and I can tell you, me and my old condo rent south for 4. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, the real Miami. But let me see. But my shorty live in Carroll City and plays 900. Yep. Jay Paul was a revocable trust is what you want. I don't know, man. When my lawyer described all of them, I really just went with the regular standard will because it was just like the way he explained it was like, you know what, this will happen and this will happen and this could happen and it's like, but I was still looking to all of them before I make my decision if you're looking for get a will. Neither one. I don't even watch basketball like that, but I don't know. Neither one really. So they have all those equal companies, but they're under China rule. From what I've heard from the people I know that was in China or in China, you can't get on. If you try to type in Google, it comes up like no such website or something like that. I used to live in Camden. Okay, buy some property in South Jersey. Okay, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Like I got my 2 properties in Jersey. I'm in. I got my one property in Miami. My last one for those guys that seen the other episodes is probably going to be in Mexico. It's most likely going to be in Playa del Carmen. That's bro. The hippie stole Brooklyn, and now they stole the rest of New York during the pandemic. He's like still all the time. Hey, listen, bro. I told him on one of the last lives, yo, the $1 million properties downtown Newark blew my mind. Yeah, Uber Beats, you got to watch the Uber Beats episode in Mexico, man, or watch the Mexico recap, or watch the Black Man's Guide to Quintana Roo. All that information is there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't even monetize all my content because sometimes I just want to get the message out. Like that last video y'all seen where I had Young Thug ski song in the background. I don't get paid for videos like that, but I just want to. It's more important for me to get out my content. If I get paid, I get paid for a little something, but it's more important for me to get my receipts out there so y'all can see it. My lawyer only specializes in trusts and wills. Okay, I think, yeah, I think my lawyer he only does that too. Because when I wanted to get some help with my real estate, he said I got to go to somebody else. But he had a friend. In all your travels, have you been to a city that's more party heavy and wild like Miami? Yo, Houston. Yeah. Houston was wild like Miami, bro. But Houston was wild like Miami. It wasn't even All-Star Weekend in Atlanta, All-Star Weekend like that. Houston was wild like Miami. It's just that it doesn't have beaches. And Miami is more international. Like Houston, you're not gonna get a lot of mixed. You're not get a lot of mixed breeds. You're not gonna get like Russian, Chinese, Latin American. You're not gonna get a lot of that in Houston. Houston, you can get a lot of black women, and it's dope. It's definitely dope because they all nice and they healthy, nice, like real bodies, nice. But you're not gonna get a variety in Houston. But the party atmosphere, just like Miami. Let me see. The standard will is best holdings in. Okay. Okay. Playa del Carmen is dope. Tulum is whack. I don't want to say Tulum is whack. See, I can see where you coming from with that, but Tulum is dope if you like that nature thing. I think, it has some college people there. It's nice. I prefer Playa del Carmen. Definitely prefer Playa del Carmen. As far as getting vaccinated, maybe in 2 to 3 years. But the whole thing is me. I don't believe somebody until I see it for myself. I'm not one of the people that are willing to get tested, especially since, bro. If you've seen my videos, I've been all over the world during this whole quarantine thing, during the whole pandemic. Not to say it doesn't exist, but to say that. And this is where another part of the news and stuff and the way it is, it really gets me. It's not argued that it doesn't exist. It's the issue that they never bring up, the fact that it only has killed 1% of the people who is infected by the CDC standards. So we're not arguing whether or not something is real or not, or whether or not the vaccine works or not. We're arguing whether or not if I'm willing to change my life completely for 1% chance of death. No, I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. It's a 10 in the 80s and 90s. It's a 10% chance in Newark, New Jersey, growing up, that you would get shot or stabbed. Nobody did nothing. It's a 20% chance that your parents would no. It's a 20% chance that somebody, how would I say, 20% chance that somebody in your immediate family was on drugs. Nobody did nothing. Crack epidemic came. It's a 30% chance that somebody in your family is on drugs or in jail. Nobody does nothing. So why am I going to fear a 1% chance of death? You see, people who haven't really had to struggle or had to go through something are going to look at life differently than people who've been through a lot. It's something you could feel inside. It doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong. It just means that what I'm willing to give up for my freedom is not what you're willing to give up for your safety. Like it. So yeah, for me, 2 or 3 years, if it gets real bad, yeah, maybe I get vaccinated. Until then, nah. Yeah, man. And this is Houston in the background right here. When I'm playing in the video, this is Houston in the background right here. Nook used to be on the news every day. Yeah, definitely. We got to the end of the comments. You still travel with with old head you went to Mexico with, who was on one. He was sleeping in a restaurant, woke up. Nah, shout out to homie Tone, man. Ray, yo, the Black Razor Tone. He's a barber. He's cool as hell. That's Barber World TV, homie. But he my homie now too. But that was Barber World TV, homie. That was a wild experience, man. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been over an hour. It's your boy FRE$H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's before I say that, hold up. I appreciate everybody for coming. I know this was a very serious-ish topic, and I probably offended some people. I probably got into some things, but I'm not worried about being canceled because I don't have to make money on YouTube. So I don't have to make money through people's entertainment. That's the only way they can cancel you. They can only cancel you if you got to depend on them for money. So I just want to appreciate you guys for staying through, listening to me, hearing me out, communicating with me back and forth. And that was that. But let me get cap. It's your boy. Hold on a second. He said, "Chill, Flyboy. You are of a very small few who don't understand that we go up in innocent schools of disease." Yeah, man. Captain Silverho. I want to travel overseas so I can get here. I can't get with here as well, sisters. It's wild, man. But now I'm saying now. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming out. It's your boy FRE$H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why to check out the channel. And I see you on the next video. Peace.